Part 1. Work area, client preparation, and setup supplies. You have 15 minutes. Start with sanitizing your hands. For this step, you want to demonstrate what you have learned in the hand washing evaluation. Rub your palms together. Rub the back of each hand. Rub both your hands while interlocking your fingers. Rub the back of your fingers. Rub the tips of your fingers. Then rub your thumbs and the ends of your wrist. Put on gloves. I recommend black. And then take out your 3 trash bag and the hand sanitizer wipes. Open the trash bags up in this order and make sure they're standing up and not falling. Disinfect the table with one wipe and throwaway wipe with gloves in the trash. Sanitize and place wipes back in the universal box. Take out bag number 1 and the universal supplies. Close the box and sanitize. You will need a white towel and a paper towel on the top. Take out all the stuff from the bags. You can set up aside all the bags so at the end you can throw it away. Always make sure to sanitize right after you throw away anything inside any of the 3 bags. In this step, it's recommended to put the soap first and then the water. It looks fancier with bubbles. After you are all done, turn the hand towards the judge to indicate that you have finished step 1. Part 2, step 1, manicure and polish application. You have 20 minutes. Sanitize and also sanitize the client's hand. Begin by fake clipping the free edges as so. Don't forget to close the clippers after. Please do not seesaw like this when you're filing. File in one direction at a time. Submerge all fingers in the water and make sure you're holding this little blue piece that's hanging outside the manicure bowl to have better control. Also, don't forget to brush the free edges towards you. Sanitize and place a drop of cuticle remover on a Q-tip over the trash bag. When done, throw it in the trash and sanitize again. Take the cuticle pusher and push back the cuticle at a 45-degree angle. Make sure the other side of the cuticle pusher has a little piece of cotton wrapped around it so you can clean under the free edges. Submerge hand and brush again. Dry and buff downwards. Throw away in the trash and then sanitize. Grab a Q-tip and also the cuticle oil and pour over a trash bag and place it on the eponychium. Throw it in the trash and sanitize. Time to show off your massage skills. Here's a video that may help too.
So we're back to effleurage, just to show it again. Little circles, light strokes. Then we're moving on to petrissage, which is a kneading movement. And then you have the ringing movement, which is friction. And this is a little different than on the face. And then you have vibration, which is a light shaking to stimulate the nerves. Do it again. And tapotment, which is a light tapping or slapping. And remember, you have your choice. 2 out of these 5 massage techniques.
Sanitize, and we are going to clean the nail plate with alcohol and a lint-free wipe. Throw away wipe and sanitize. Let's get ready to polish. Thin amount of base coat. This is how you actually shake the bottle at the state board. Apply 2 coats of red. For top coat, you want to make sure that you have a lint-free wipe to wipe off any red that might get on the actual brush, so you don't dirty the bottle, because that's how you would get points taken off. Before you turn the hand to indicate that you are done, make sure that you go over each finger and there is no polish on the skin. If there is, you can wipe it off with acetone and a Q-tip. Part 2, step 2, removal of nail polish. You only have 5 minutes. Start with sanitizing your hands and clean out anything that you don't need on top of the table. Remember to always sanitize every time you go in the trash bags. I suggest to take out a few extra lint-free wipes. The tip is to saturate the wipe with acetone, do not soak it. Let it sit on top of the nail plate for 2 seconds and wipe down. Remember not to use the same side of the wipe for the next nail, as this creates a hot mess. And also remember, of course, to sanitize after you throw away one wipe. Before you turn the hand, always remember to look over each nail. Make sure there's absolutely no red anywhere. If you are messy like me, I suggest getting a dapping dish and a French brush for step 2, part 1 and 2. The stable will look at your hand closely, and if they see any red, you will lose some points. Part 3, clean up work area, new client prep, and set up supplies. You have 10 minutes. Sanitize. I also suggest to have the disinfectant wipes and gloves inside the universal box. You will begin by throwing away anything that you didn't throw away in the last step and sanitize everything. Start with one side of the table and sanitize everything in the universal box and place it on the sanitized section. Sanitize the box and the other side of the table and place everything back. Sanitize and grab the second bag out of the box. Close the box. Sanitize again to grab everything out of the bag. Start with a clean towel and only take out the stuff from the bag that you're gonna need on the next step, which is tip and blend. Turn the hand to demonstrate that you have finished part 3. Part 4, tip and blend. You have 20 minutes. In this part, she forgot to open one more bag. That is why she's sanitizing. Sanitize your hand and the client's hands to start. Remove shine and dust with manicure brush. You will then wipe with alcohol as so. Measure the full well tip. Remember, the tip cannot be clear. Glue will have to be brand new, so you will have to cut it over the trash bag with the nail clipper. Remember to close the nail clipper right after. A tip I found helpful was to glue the nail tip halfway on the nail plate. Make sure there is no bubbles when applying the tip. This will create lifting. Cut with scissors. Blend nail tip and make sure you do not see the line at all. Dust with manicure brush. Make sure the shape looks good to you and file if you need to, then brush again. Clean the nail with alcohol. And before turning the hand, I suggest cleaning out anything that you don't need on top of the table, and also sanitize. Part 5, sculpture nail. You have 20 minutes. Sanitize and sanitize the client's hand. Remove shine. Dust with manicure brush. Dehydrate with alcohol. Sanitize to get all the materials that you'll need from the second bag. The monomer and polymer needs to be brand new. They will need to see that you have opened it the first time. Prepare everything to apply the nail form. Here's a quick video from Young Nails. Shows you how to apply the nail form.
The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this. I'm going to place the tab underneath so it's all sticky underneath. It gives you support. When you actually press down, it gives you a lot of support on the form. That way it's stiff. I'm right-handed, so with my left hand, I'm gonna hold the form here, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my right hand and I'm just going to pinch the whole front end. This is great for beginners. Pinch at an angle, and then that way the whole front end, as you can see, is completely pinched. Don't worry about keeping space or anything. If there's a little bit of space, not a big deal, but you want to be able to have, and you can see, a nice shape, okay? Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open it up just like this. You see the two handles, the two arms? What I'm gonna do is I'm going to try to get the center of my nail form right here, right? Flush with the center of her nail. Tight underneath the front. Don't worry about the corners. So how you're going to do this, because I already have it in this shape right here, watch this. All I have to do is just get underneath. Do you see that? Mm-hmm. Just like this. Do you see I'm really focusing on the middle? Once I have it touching underneath, I'm gonna secure the side, just like this. And then I'm going to release my hands. And as soon as I release my hands, as you can see, look at the form, how tight it is. Look how tight it is underneath the free edge. That's what we want to be able to do.
Once you have successfully applied the nail form, sanitize your hands and get a paper towel to clean the brush when applying acrylic. Start with primer first. It's up to you if you want to use the goggles when applying the primer. A tip for when working with the Coupa monomer is that you have to wait at least 8 to 10 seconds before applying the acrylic onto the nail form. The Coupa monomer tends to be really liquidy and hard to work with. Start by applying a small bead onto the free edge and nail form, the second bead to the cuticle, and the third bead, if needed, onto the nail form. Remember not to make it too thick, as the next step is the removal of the sculpture nail. Check if it has dried with your acrylic brush. Keep in mind that the Coupa monomer does leave a very sticky layer on top. Remove the sticky layer first. Then file and shape. Dust with manicure brush. Then buff the nail. Don't forget to buff under the free edge, and also dust once more with the manicure brush. Clean nail with alcohol and apply cuticle oil as shown in the video. Once finished, before turning the hand, make sure to clean out the table, leaving the materials that you are going to use for the removal of the sculpture. Part 6, removal of sculpture nail. You have 20 minutes. Start by sanitizing yourself and the client's hand. Turn the hand over and cut the nail extension. File product with coarse grit file. Dust with manicure brush. Sanitize and grab the aluminum foil and a piece of cotton, then wrap the nail with the aluminum foil and the cotton soaked in acetone. You want to check your nail every minute. If soaked in acetone for too long, the nail might melt. File remaining product with coarse grit file. If you see that it needs to be soaked for a little bit longer, you may do so. After filing the remaining of the product, you may buff the nail and dust it with manicure brush. Clean with alcohol, apply cuticle oil, then turn hand to the examiner. Part 7, blow to exposure. This will be done as a one-on-one with the examiner. Cover hand with towel to show that you have step service, sanitize, and perform the steps for the hand washing evaluation. Cover cut finger with a paper towel. Make sure to have one glove in the first aid kit and apply it to the non-injured hand. Take the materials that you will use out of the first aid kit, close the first aid kit and put it away. Apply antiseptic with Q-tip. Throw it in the trash, then apply Band-Aid. Remember, once you have used something, you cannot touch the table again. You have to hold it. In this part, you should throw away the Band-Aid and the glove. Before you apply the finger guard, you must sanitize. Sanitize to go back in the box and grab 2 gloves to wear them. And you're done. The last part is the cleanup part. Put away everything that is on top of the table and get ready to disinfect the table and the chair. Don't forget your bags. Here's how I divided my bags inside my exam box. A close up to the manicure setup. Just make sure the clippers are closed. A closer look to how I set up for my second client, which is the tip and blend, sculpture nail, and removal of sculpture. A few tips I found helpful was always sanitize every time before you go in the box, in the universal box, or open a new Ziploc bag. Make sure the box on the floor remains closed at all times. Make sure to have a bag of gloves and disinfectant wipes inside the universal box. For every part after disinfecting the hand, you can pretend to take old nail polish off with acetone, but it's not necessary. Always file in one direction too. When applying any liquid to cotton pads or Q-tips, make sure to do so over the trash bag. When in doubt, sanitize. Make sure your towels are white. When waiting for polish or acrylic to dry, don't waste time and clean up the table to save time. Get lint-free makeup wipes for removal of nail polish. Get black gloves, you won't see the red polish so much. To look more professional, you can wear gloves for each step. Don't forget to season your files with buffer before use. If you want to be extra, you may wear goggles for step 5 due to primer. Prepare your hand before the exam. Buy a brand new one, apply tips, and shower with a thin layer of clear acrylic so it does not melt on you when you are removing polish or the sculpture nail. And that is all. Thanks for watching and good luck.